All right. Let's see. Okay. Well, hello, beautiful people. Huh. Well, isn't a turnaround just a fair little fucking play? Isn't it? Isn't it? I haven't been on. My kids have been sick all week long. Like literally both of them have been home Monday through Friday. So I have not been on. So I did not hear this little tidbit of an ear. Remember when someone else got so pissed off about the doxing of an ear? I missed all this. I don't know how I missed it. So today I went on and I pretty much listened to Jenna and Shining. Those are the two channels. And well, what did my burning little eyes hear? So I just said, well, ain't that a bag of shit and a whole lot of CUNT. So let's just say hi to everybody first. Hello, little devil. Hello, Deal You Woo Poo Poo. I hope you're doing well. I hope we're both doing well together. And your freaking avatar cracks me the heck up. Hello, Coffee and Carmelita C-Day. I'm glad I listened to y'all this morning because I was like, holy crap. Like, I need to do something here. Hello, Fancy Glam. How are you? Hello, Aaron. Oh my God, Aaron, you actually made it. I hope you're feeling a lot. Everybody's been sick. Hello, Mazzy McAtee. You know what's funny? Everybody is sick right now. Like, so many kids at school are sick. Whole restaurants are closed because people are sick. It's just kind of a little crazy. There's a lot, but it's not COVID. I had my kid tested twice. Hello, Relevant Listen Glam Chick. Hello, Mia Grace. Hello, Coffee and Karma. I already said hi. Why? See, this is what happens to your brain. This is what happens to your brain when you really are a whatever. But anyway, hello, Bubblegum. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so I think I said hello to everybody. And if I didn't say hello to anybody, hello Shining, hello CJ, because y'all, I was like finally sat down at my computer to like pay my bills, you know, because everything's due on the 1st, but you really have till the 15th. So yeah, I'm getting rid of yeah, I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna get rid of Patreon and keep Discord, but I ended up doing that because I lost my memberships because I lost my monetization, so I had to go back to 0 and in like June and go all the way back up, and I'm almost there, so I might just go back to anyway. I have like 170 hours to go, and it hasn't been that long that I've been trying, so I must be doing something right. So anyway, my ear started. No, is it your nose? Is it your nose that itches when someone's talking about you? Anyway, I heard, hello, Irish Jessie. I heard a little something that somebody who is not known to be a very nice person kind of got herself in a little hot water. And I don't know the whole story yet. So I'm kind of doing this for 2 reasons. One, I think it's hilarious as fuck when someone gets their own shit shoved back up their own asshole. I mean, it's just what is better than someone taking a shit on your car? And I had a phantom shitter in college, and that's a whole nother story. But what's better than finding the person who was the phantom shitter and shoving that shit back up their ass and having it come out their mouth? And I don't want to be too disgusting, but what is better than turnabout is fair play. So as soon as I heard this story, I was like, oh my God, if there's one person who never wanted to be doxxed, thought they were so tough and cool because no one will ever find out who they are, rah, 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 rah. And then, bam, they get it handed to them. It's classic. It's poetry. It's like YouTube Shakespeare or something like that, you know? So one, I wanted to do it because I wanted to say, ha, laugh at you. I just had to laugh. I just had to give a big laugh to somebody. And then I kind of need to know the whole story because I don't know the whole story. I don't. But I don't know how many of you know my part of the story. Yes, it is poetry in motion. But we were, according to her, like ride or dies. Like she was in my Discord and she deleted it, of course, you know, like her part of writing it. But she was like, girl, I'm like your big sister. I got your back all the time. I'll be your ride or die. Like that one time that like I think some of you have been here long enough to remember when she was in my Discord and she was like all up our butts. And that one time I went on purples and like had the big fight and the big yelling match. She was the one who told me to go up there. She's like, go up there and yell back. You know, I would never have done like that and yelled like that. And, you know, like, but she egged me on to do it. So I don't know if that was like an intentional to like screw me over or something, but you've been in a few lives. Actually, you haven't been for a while because I call you poo. So, and I haven't said in a long time. So I guess you haven't been here long. But anyway, so you know, for like over a month, we talked all day, every day in Discord, and it was like, I'm your ride or die. I'll be like your big sister. Like we were like, I thought the word said we were like best buds. And then all of a sudden, she hurt her back really bad. Okay, well, I am technically disabled. I have a bad back, and I actually did graduate from medical school. So I just said, you know, I know that doctors can be assholes, and sometimes you need like 2 pills to get through the week, and they won't give you anything right now. You know, that's just how they are. I know this. And I didn't say go into all this, but it's like, you know, I know this because 1, I went to medical school, and 2, I'm a pain patient. But, you know, and then I said, if you want, you know, I have lidocaine patches, or the best thing is BioFreeze. I love BioFreeze. You can get it at Costco. And that's what I said. And I'll pull up exactly what I said because I was able to screenshot what I said, what she said in the middle. And then the second thing I said, which was, I hope you know I'm not offering you pills. Because I knew she had a problem with addiction in her family and she was sensitive to that. So I wanted her to know, you know, if I'm making, and there's more to it that, you know, there was a lot, but I was like, you know, if you're uncomfortable with this conversation, please let me know. I hope you know I'm not offering you pills or trying to push pills on you in any way. You know, but, you know, I just know that doctors don't do that, you know, so just trying to give you some options. Right? I mean, that seems like a reasonable thing for a friend to say, right? Wait, I'm going to read whatever. Me too. The Europeans love these times. Oh, and they don't give you, here's another thing I know from they don't give you antibiotics for if you have a sinus infection anymore. They tell you to use a neti pot, which is the grossest thing in the world. Excuse me. Oh, you actually got antibiotics in California. They do not give you antibiotics for sinus infections anymore. They will not give them to you. When my parents were out here a few years ago, they got my dad got a sinus infection, and he was so mad. They wouldn't give him antibiotics, and he's like, they're like, sorry, we don't give antibiotics for everything in the world. Like, we don't, you know. Taste buds messed up. I did test my son, but you know, they're tandem tests, you know, that they give you out. So you have to do it one day and then do it a couple of days later. You can't just do it once. So make sure you have the test, because you might do it once and it says you don't have it, and then 2 days later you do it, you do have it. So make sure you read the instructions on the test, because it might say no and you might really have it. Hey, Georgette. Pearl, CJ, Amanda, and Jesse are hardcore watching this while I'm having 9-hour beauty sleep. Oh my gosh. I want a 9-hour beauty sleep. I think I'm going to have to have my kids grow up a little bit before I get that, though. Let's see. I wake up and say, I know. I was listening to this live and I was like, what? And I tried to watch as much as I could. And then I was like, I just gotta I can't, my brain can't listen to read all of it. I gotta just hear. But if anyone wants to come up, please do. I'll give you the link in 1 second. And if anyone wants to come up and tell the story, they can. Yeah, that's crazy. I was just being a friend, and I'll show the actual. I'll show it. So anyway, so I said that, and then she said nothing to me, like nothing, after the first one, and I was like, did I say something to offend you? Because you haven't said anything back. Did I do something? And she's like, no, I'm just, not feeling good, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to close this here. And I was like, okay. Then she never talked to me again. That was it. She just froze me out. And then months later, she's like, well, I guess I have to tell you that Jenna's going to come after you because I actually told this story in a private voice chat, which wasn't. It was a public voice chat that I think she asked Jenna to be at or something like that. Aww. Aww. I remember when Poo-Poo was at the end of his rope and he was doing that. So anyway, she basically sets me up. She basically sets it up so that Jenna's going to hear this and hear that, because the way she said it was, I don't know who this person is. I'm not even close to them. And out of the blue, they just tried to sell me pills. And they try to sell everybody pills, and they're the pill seller of YouTube. And that's how she made it out to sound, right? So, and she makes sure that Jenna's there. So she sets Jenna up and Mrs. T up to say this, go live with oh, now you got some drama, and that was when she was in the height of her drama time. And so then of course during some live, she goes on it and says something about me. And Jenna's like, okay, OG, why don't you come up and tell your side? And I think I was in bed or something like that. And I didn't even hear it. I think actually Tabby was like, you're getting summoned to Jenna's. And I'm like, I don't get summoned anywhere. I'm in bed. It's just so dumb. But then that's what started Jenna going after me because of this lie that Buckeye totally set her up for. I mean, she totally set her up for. And then Jenna and I, then Jenna didn't like me because why would she? She's being told I'm one thing, and I keep saying, we believe our friends, so she's saying, oh, QUEENOG, she's really this, she's there, that. And then there's Harper who's saying, oh, well, let me give you, because I was doxxed too. Oh, let me give you all these things, which were really the emails that I got when I was doxxed. She's like, oh, this is really all the research that Hopi did about her. She's really this, that, and the other thing too. So now Jenna thinks she has all this bad information about me. So she goes after me. And she was totally just set up, just totally used as a pawn, you know. And like, and that was soda, by the way. And you know, that was good old fuckeye coming into my Discord, acting like she's my ride or die. I try and be nice to her and be kind to her and help her in her time of need. She then sets up, because people always say, like, you know, she says, oh, I'm not drama. I don't do drama. That's all she does is drama. That's all she does is her little brain thinks, how can I set up drama? What can I do? And that's exactly what she did with me. She was like, oh, OG's in the height of her, like, everyone loves OG. Because that was when I was in the, like, everyone loves OG phase, you know, and I was friends with every single, you know, faction, you know, loved me. Like, there were no OG haters at that point. Like, now things are different. But, like, you know, so she had to, like, oh, how can I take her down? So, you know, her and Hopi devised this plan. So, you know, and it's just like, and that's what she would do. Hey, Tat Jack. That's what she would do. She would, like, and you know, Perp and Heidi were in on the whole thing. And that's what they would do. They would just go and, like, figure out, like, you know, ways to get at people and start drama. And so that was their drama with me. And then after that, you know, like, because I think I got doxxed, and right after I got doxxed was when she made up the pill lie, and then told me to go up and yell at Hopi on purples. And then Hopi and Heidi went on a tour. Like, they went to, like, every creator saying all these lies about me, that, like, I put out Hopi's nude, which wasn't even a nude. I mean, it's ridiculous, all the things. And then it was like, then everyone was trying to take me down. But it all started with Buckeye telling her lie that I sold and tried to give her pills, which never happened. And and it's like, she showed people the first part of it, but not the second. Because there's the first part where I'm like, I know that doctors don't always, but there's a second part that says, I hope you don't, like, I'm not trying to offer you pills. Like, it flat out says, I'm not giving you pills. I'm not offering you pills. Like, how much more clear can that be? That I'm not, like, how more, but she didn't show anything in the Discord. It was like, you know, just simply stated it. So I don't know who this person is. You know, I just, you know, just friended me in Discord out of nowhere and just, you know, said, like, you know, do you want to buy some pills? Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. I thought I did other stuff that went the other way. So which way am I? Am I up or am I down? Because I'm one of the two. You know, like, you're only either really hyper or you're really down. You're either hyper or you're perp, or I guess you're just Sonia. But I mean, that was just, and then, like, of course, the more that I would say, you know, and I mean, anyone who's been in pain management knows you can't do that kind of stuff, because they can call you in at any time point and say, we want to count, you know, your pills, and you have to, or they'll kick you out, you know. So you can't go in there, you know, with, like, you should have 20 left and you only have, like, 10, you know. You can't do, and you wouldn't do that anyway, because you need them, because you're in pain, unless you're lying and you're not in pain. But, like, no one who actually has a pain problem would sell their, like, no one would do that. Like, I would never do that. And anyone who knew me would never do that. So anyway, so the first wave of, like, me getting yelled at as, like, this pill pusher went out. And then, like, she came back into my Discord for some reason. And I was like, can you please set the record straight? Molly Collie, I don't like earrings, but I would love to buy you so I can eat you out, dear. Well, I'm married, and that's not really my thing with old people. So, Molly Collie, no. And I don't think you could afford me. But thanks for the compliment that you think I'm cute enough to do that. So, anywho, moving right along. I mean, so then she came in my Discord for some weird reason. I don't remember why, but she came in my Discord, and I was like, "Can you set the record straight?" And she's like, "What record?" And I'm like, "The record that did not happen." And she's like, "What? Would you want me to lie?" And I'm like, "No. I want you to tell the truth, that you clearly misunderstood what I was saying." And I put the thing up, like what was written. So everybody in the Discord, all like 100 people in the Discord could see it. And I was like, this is what was said, and this is what I meant. And everybody can look at it and tell me, what do you think? What would you think this means? Does this look like I'm trying to sell her pills? Or does this look like a concerned friend just talking and just saying something, but obviously saying, I'm not offering, And it's like, and she's like, you're just asking me to lie. And I'm like, no, I'm asking you to look at this reasonably, Oh, I'm talking about Fuckeye and her fuckery. And I don't know if you were in my Discord at that point or not, but I was like, I want you to look at what was written and look at it and say, oh, that's what you meant. I can see how reading it, that could have been your intention, and therefore I misunderstood what you meant, and go out and say, I misunderstood what she meant. She wasn't trying to sell me pills or give me pills. That's not what she was. I misunderstood. I'm sorry. And she's like, I'm not going to lie for anyone. I'm like, I'm not asking you to lie. Like, I know what I meant. Like, I know what I meant. I know what my intention was. And, every single person in the Discord was like, girl, she was trying to be a good friend. Like, and I won't put the Discord up, but there's like pages and pages of like every single person was like, girl, you got it wrong. Like, she wasn't trying to do that. Like, you can't you read this? That like, no, like, and I took a vote and nobody was on their side. Everyone was like, we love you. And at that time, people did. They were like, we love you, Bucks, but you got it wrong. And you really should just, apologize or something, And so then, of course, she left the Discord. And it's like, and everyone was like, I'm sorry, they're like, you were trying to be a good friend and she's just being an asshole. And that was when she was starting to be Suckeye. Like, that's when other people started being like, like Katie Bug was like, oh, she just did this, other people were starting to have things done to them and have her do things to them that they were like starting to see, it like, oh, yeah, she did that to me, and oh, she did that to them. And like, I think after me was Katie Bug, and then it was Carrie, and like she started doing shit to other people, and now she's like at the bottom of the shithole, like with hers, But I mean, but so all I know from the little bit that I heard was something about a doxed ear, and she's pissed off. But I don't really know anymore. Is it Friday the 13th? Oh, holy crap, it is Friday the 13th. Oh my God. It's Friday the 13th, and we're getting this kind of news. So I'll just put up links. I know what's come up and say that. But so I don't really know that. Like, that's all I know. That, like, I don't really know exactly what happened, but somehow I guess like a part of her ear was doxed, and someone figured out who she was. I mean, I'm sorry. Like I could find anybody out. I mean, I used to be the CEO of companies, so like there's software. I mean, you give me someone's name, I can background check them in a second. I mean, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I mean, if I knew her state, I could probably go by Sonia P or W or whatever it was right now and find her in 2 seconds. But, you know, I mean, anybody can find anybody. That's just the way that this world works. I left your Discord twice and it wasn't because of you just saying, that's fine. I mean, I don't, you know, the only thing when people leave my Discord, I just like them to tell me that they're leaving and tell me why. And if it is me, tell me why. And I remember when you left and you did tell me why. And it wasn't. Because if you don't tell me why, then I think it is me. And then I'm like, what I do? Because I'm more, I'm very much a guy in this way, like in that kind of world. Like I just want to know what I can do better. Like if someone leaves because of me, I want to know constructive criticism wise, like what could I have done better? You know, I'm not going to cry about it. You know, I just want to know, like, oh, what could I have done better? I'm sorry that happened. Is that the real fuck eye? Because the last time she was here, she said, I will never go on. Because if you remember, there was a time when I think I was talking about it and saying how, like, I didn't do that. And her and Ray Ray immediately came in and were like, rah, rah, rah. And she said, I will never go on her panel ever, ever, ever. Yeah, I didn't think it was me. So I have a feeling because she would never, ever, ever go on my panel. But I mean, it's just it's so ridiculous. And so like I said, I don't really know what happened. Like why would happen. Like obviously she got a channel like something, I don't know, like someone found her picture was outed, and then someone found her. I don't do drama, people. I don't need this right now. Okay, you're not the real Buckeye because you just joined 5 months ago. So and I don't think you would name yourself Buckeye Mama. Actually, yeah, Buckeye Mama. Let's see, you joined 5 months ago. Yeah, I don't think that would be the real Buckeye Mama. But I'm sure you are somewhere in the bushes, but I don't think that's really you. But yeah, it's very easy. I mean, there's tons of programs out there, and all you need is, you know, the first name, basically a state, and anything else. Anything else. I remember one time, just because I wanted to see how easy it would be, I remember a certain person, they had said their first name many times, and they had said their husband's name, and then they said like not a cousin, but like a little, hey, little Texas tornado, like some little kid, like an aunt or I don't know, like a niece. And it was like a weird, like Annie Mae, like a weird name like that. So I put in like the two names with quotes around and plus, and then like Annie Mae, and like boom, like they came right up as the first thing. So it's like you gotta watch what you say, like little things, like, you know, Sonia last initial state, and I could probably get it all. You know, it's like, hey, Crystal Langford, hey, Heather. I mean, it doesn't take much, you know, like I actually have a service, and like I didn't get doxxed by any of that way. I got doxxed a whole different way, like, because I was friends with somebody who I thought I could trust, and that's how I got doxxed. But I mean, like, I actually have, and I had before I came on here, I got rid of all my social media because I didn't really use social media anyway. My husband did, though, which is where the pictures came from. There were like 3 pictures that came from his social media, and because I don't have social media for me, um, and they got like 5 email addresses. Sonia really thought like, nobody's unreachable. Like, I really thought, why did your comment get hidden? It had to be YouTube, because you're not hidden at all. Let me see if I see anything up here that, like, there's an LOL. It was never you, and it wasn't because of ckeye either, because I was not wiser that she was in there. I left you description. Are those any of the comments? It had to be YouTube. It must have been a word that you said. But anyway, like, I kind of thought I might have been as close to untouchable as possible, because I had a service that actually, like, makes sure I'm not on those, like, been verified things. Like, I wore the beanie and stuff, so no one could, like, AI my face or anything, but they got me through just my friend knowing my name, me being stupid enough to think I had a friend, which there's nothing you can do about that. Like, there's nothing you can do about thinking you have a friend and thinking you can let your guard down. Now let her sit and peach down to others about how stupid they are for being exposed. Exactly. I mean, I was just dumb and thought I had a friend, and, like, my friend could know my name. And I don't even think I said it. I think, like, my husband said it in the background or something like that. Why do you think I go by my name? Because no one, and honestly, I felt better after I was doxxed. And the funniest thing was, I remember when, like, I got all these emails and stuff, and I was like, okay, I've been doxxed, these people know, all this stuff. And one of the funniest things is, I always talk about, like, truth nuggets. My grandfather used to always call them truth nuggets. You, like, send out a little nugget of information, and it, might be true, it might not be true. And then, you see where it goes, and you can see if someone is truthful or if they're dirty or whatever. And I remember when Heidi and I, because she did email me and to apologize for calling me a fucking see you next Tuesday. And so we did email back and forth. And in my email, I was telling her all about, my Silicon Valley life. And I told her, I was retired, and about all this money that I had made when I was in Silicon Valley. And I very much inflated what I said I made. And in one of the emails that I got, it said, we're going after you because you have more assets than the rest. Well, I got doxxed before I ever did a live, before I ever showed my face, before. So how would anyone know anything like that about what what my house looked like, how would anyone know to say that, except the person who I said I made all this money? And that's a truth nugget. That's a truth nugget. That would be to pick my kids up from school, but I don't have to. So that's a truth nugget. Oh, good night, bubblegum. But, I told her a little nugget of not truth. And I don't know why someone would say that. Just saying. So, but I remember when, after I got all the emails and, you know, I kept a hold of them for like a week. And then I was like, oh, look, I got these emails, you know, like I got doxxed. And she was like, oh, you better lay low for a while. You better just hide out. And I was like, fuck no, I'm going live today. And she was like, what? You can't do that. And I was like, why not? And I was like, the best thing to do is flip the script and like go and show all these and be like, this is exactly what happened. And if it happened to you, you know, email me and and we'll compare stories. And then she got scared. And then she was like, you can't do that. And then I knew she was the one who's, because she was like, you can't do that. You just can't do that. She was terrified of me doing it. You know, and I remember when I did that live, I was like, I'm not backing down from fucking anybody. Like, fuck that. Like, if you think I'm gonna back down from some 2-bit idiot behind a freaking computer, you've got another thing coming to you. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Hold on, let me read chat here. What the fuck I have there? What are those? I'm half blind. I don't know. I think she's got 3 bunnies and 2 horses. What are those? I don't even know what those are. What are those? Some bunnies and horses? What is this little lame thing have? What does she have? What is that? What is that? What is that? Cars? 3 cars and 2 horses. I don't know what that is. If anyone knows what that is, let me know. Must be YouTube. Yeah. And you know, she always sits up there and she's like Google. She like Lori Davis used to be like the Google mama. She like knew everything about everything. Like she's the new Google mama. She's like, well, you know, you can get a subscription from places you're not even subscribed to. Well, kind of, but you have to have over 1,000 subs and over 4,000 watch hours and have been to that channel, but that's okay. So it's not really quite like how you said it, but that's okay. Keep on lying like a lie. Why do you think? Yeah, why do you think? Exactly. Off to walk my boy. Good night, Bubblegum. Good night, Irish Jessie. Good night. I feel like in the mirror. Good night, Jojo. Good night, blah blah blah. Little Texas Ranger. She's probably very disappointed her plan didn't work. I'm not a bad person. Erin, you are a great person. You are a sweetheart. You really are. But like her plan didn't work. I mean, like I went live and I was like, you know, here's this one and did that. And they made a channel too, and the channel was my real name as QUEENOG, and the title of it, that was the title of the channel, and the description was my name, my husband's name, my children's full legal names, our full address, and our phone number. And there was one video, and it was the middle was a picture of me, and then on the 2 sides were pictures of my children, which were from my husband's Facebook, because I didn't have any social media, and they were like 4 and 6 at the time. So it was like, hey, any pedos want some young kids? Here, why don't you go over there? I mean, it was disgusting, and the video was of them being harmed. So I didn't even look at it. I had my friend look at it. I couldn't even look at it. And YouTube actually contacted me before I even really knew about it. And they like took down the channel immediately and like did it. Like it was that bad. It was that bad. Which is why I knew when somebody else said that they got, you know, something that it wasn't true, because that's not how you act. But that's a whole nother story. I got a gift membership the other day to a true crime channel I've never been to before. It was so weird. Do you have, isn't that terrible? I mean, like, and that was my friend, like to find out that was my friend who's doing that. Well, it was actually like a few people, but I mean, two people started trying to dox me like within the first month of me getting here. Like I started because they started trying to get my information from Facebook, but I don't use like I don't use social media. And then, they tried all sorts of different ways, but, I had to go have a friend and think I could talk to them, but that's stupid. But so now we have the queen of being untouchable got taken down. I think that's amazing. I think so when exactly did this happen? I mean, I was actually, honest to God, I live in a really small town. So as soon as it happened, I called the school and I said, if anyone ever, like it's a school of like K through 8 of like less than 100 kids. Who burped? Big burp and Buckeye. No, she coughs all the time. She says like I'm always sniffly and sneezy, but she's always like coughing, and it's like, who's doing the drugs over here? Little, like she's always like, I don't know. She's got some phlegm going on. I need to dox her and send her some Mucinex is what I need to do. But I called the school and I was like, it's like less than 100 kids, like, K through 8. And I'm like, if you ever see anyone who doesn't belong, if anyone ever asks for my kids, I mean, I told everybody. I told everybody, yeah, hit the like button because I am going to bring my memberships back to YouTube because nobody likes Patreon. Everyone has a problem with Patreon, even though Patreon charges like 8% and YouTube charges like 40%. I guess I have to bring my memberships back to YouTube, which means I got to get back algorithm-ish. So hit the like button. So, but anyway, I like told the grocery store manager, because it's a small town. I have more subs than people that live in this town. So if you like drive here, like you don't look like you belong, you will be called out so fast. I mean, like one time an ambulance came for my neighbor, and I had 3 phone calls before like they even opened my neighbor's door. Like, I mean, like that. Are you okay? I just saw an ambulance like drive up your hill. I mean, like that's like what a small town this is, And one time I had to leave my car at the bottom of the hill because it snowed, and I had on flip flops, so I had to walk up. And people were like, "Why'd you car at the bottom of the hill? What happened?" So I mean, like, and you can't find my house if you tried. And my house has cameras everywhere. It's gated. And I mean, if you came on my property unwanted, you would not leave my properties. Let's just say that. So, I mean, so when I got doxxed, I was like, woo, like that's over with. Yeah, phlegm noise. My son has phlegm right now. I taught my son to hawk a loogie. Now so I called the nurse's hotline yesterday. And, she's asking me all these questions. And I'm like, I've been trying to teach him how to hawk a loogie. He doesn't know, he can't hawk a loogie. I'm trying to get him to learn how to hawk a loogie. And she just laughed at that one. I was like, I'm serious. He doesn't know, because I want to know the color of it. You want to know the color. That's how you know if it's, they gotta, they have an infection or not, if it's clear or it's yellow or it's green. So, I had to see, if he had an infection. So I'm like, I've been trying to get him to hawk a loogie, but he hasn't. But she laughed at that. She's like, I've never heard a mom say she's trying to teach her son how to hawk a loogie. I'm like, well, just heard one. Hey, there's my flight friend. You know what's funny? When those 6 screenshots were read, she had no idea you were my pilot. Like, it was so funny. You were my pilot, and I took. See, that's just the funniest thing. If you're gonna make this live all up about these 6 screenshots that are so damning, it's like, da, I have 6 screenshots, and there may only be 6, but wait till I tell you what's in them. Da, it's like in the soap opera days, like da, like how they always, and that's where I get my, how, they always say I don't know why they say my eyelash sticks to my eyebrow. My eyelash clearly doesn't, but I do that. And I got that from watching soap operas. Because they would always someone would be like, no, but he got me pregnant. Dun-dun. They're hiring for a flight instructor. Do you know that I live very close to, I have quite a few friends that are pilots, and there's a little tiny flight place, and they have a flight school, and there's actually the president flies in. It's one of the places, it's so small the president flies in to here because it's so small. It's kind of like we're kind of off the grid here. We're not in the city. We're in unincorporated. We're in the unincorporated part of the county. So the regular police can't come up here, only the sheriff can. So when I got doxxed, I told the regular police, but then I had to call the sheriff, which my nanny, the head of the sheriff's department, is my nanny's husband. So it's like, so when I called them, I was like, hey, and you know how stupid you have to, you sound when you're like, hi, I'm a YouTuber, and these people just did this, and, So I asked him, I said, if someone swats me or calls CPS or something, what are you going to do? Are you going to send, and he's like, well, first of all, it's too small of a town for us to do that. And he's like, so I'll put all this in. And he's like, so if anyone ever calls about you, we'll see this in your file and we'll call you first, which is good to know. So, just for any of you out there, if you're thinking of calling CPS or a well check or saying they have 75 guns and a pig farm and they're eating people and killing people, the police will call me and I will say, no, that's not going on. And it's a YouTube prank and nothing will happen. So if you're thinking of doing something to me, don't, because they're just going to get you for a false police, making a false police report. Fuckface says, delusional milk that the phlegm is real. And that's just freaking gross. That is gross. But then again, well, first of all, we know that fuck guy is not the real fuck guy, because that fuck guy would not have the balls to be in my chat unless she had her little minion with her. But she certainly wouldn't be talking like that. And she's got this weird voice. Voice bugs me. Do you like my makeup, by the way? Well, thank you. This is really what I look like in real life. I don't do, people think that I do all this extra for real life. They don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get that there's YouTube and then there's real life. And I don't go in real life with 20-inch eyelashes and a huge thing of hair. I mean, my God. And I've even put the Dolly Parton interview. There was an interview with Diane Sawyer, and she was like, everyone thinks the joke's on me, the joke's on them. I can look however I want, and I'm confident enough in myself that I can make fun of myself with wearing the wigs and the makeup and stuff, and people come to look at that because they think it looks ridiculous, but they stay because she was an amazing singer and she had a lot of talent. But she's like, people don't realize the joke's really on them because that brings them in. But then her talent actually made them stay. So, I always say that, I'm like Dolly Parton. It's the eyelash sticking up here, might bring you in, but, the funniness might make you stay. But anyway, on a normal day, I don't really wear makeup or get dressed up or anything like that. That's all. And so I rushed. I rushed like over here because I wanted to get all the tea. I needed all the Buckeye tea. Did anyone see? See, I didn't. See, I didn't. So are Perp and Buckeye like ixnay on the ixnay now? Like who? So who? And I don't know if anyone wants to like just come up and like say it, but like how did this go down? Like I don't really want to watch like a Perp live to figure this all out, but I mean it kind of sounds like someone put the ear in her Discord and then she got mad that she was doxxed or something, and then she is desperate to blame someone, then the main judge. So someone put a picture, so someone doxed her in Discord or in a live, but they they doxed her ear. How does she even know it's her ear? Like that's like when Perp was like, "That's my kid's ear." How do you know it's your kid's ear? More than one shared pic. You know, it's like when people say, like, "Oh, you put my name in chat." No one would have known that was your name unless you said something. Like, believe it or not, I have had a certain somebody who does not like me say my real name many times in a live. Many times in live. And you know what? I've never responded about it. I've never said anything about it. And only one person ever said, "Could your name possibly be," because they already knew that it was, or I think they knew or were pretty sure, but they were the only one person caught it because I didn't respond to it at all. But like when, you know, someone says, "Who put Mike Rudosevich in the chat?" then it's like people are kind of like, "Oh, why? Is that your husband's name or something?" Like, I don't understand. Sonia sent them to many people, then begged others to send them. She's claiming she has a mole that's spewing crap. Oh my god. So basically, hey Pooh. So basically, she is doxing herself and then trying to say that it's other people doxing her to cause drama, to create drama, right? Like she's getting doxed, but it's not her doxing herself. It's actually Purple's people doxing her. Right? Is it do I have it down? Is that the story? Did I get it right? I hope Purple turns her investigation. Oh my god. Someone just come up here. She's claiming she has a mole that's spewing crap and shining channel plus her. Oh, well, where was the dots? Where was the ear? Was it in Shinings or was it in Perks? Perks would be her. Now I'm even more confused. Perks is mad because the truth is out. Truth about what? I'm so confused. Can someone just come say it? I'm so blonde. I'm so blonde. I was in a coma and I didn't have oxygen in my brain. And I would dumb sometimes. So someone left perps and they doxed Buckeye by putting a picture of her where she admitted to obtaining nudie pics and she doesn't know what to do with them. And all of a sudden she goes, cool. Who does she have nudie pics of? Herself, I hope? Or nudie pics of her? Oh my God. This just gets better and better. I might have to watch Perps as much as I disdain that. She still has the pic. My son just used his credit card. No, she is not. She is not. She is not smart at all. She's just like, I mean, you know, with the whole pill thing, it's like, you know, I know, like, I kept showing the second half. It showed me saying, you know, like, I didn't, it wasn't, you realize I wasn't offering me pills. But she, like, would kept not showing that part. You know, if people would believe her because from themselves, you know, she said they were bored. I don't know. I think she's wicked. I think she's eating a little crow right now. I think she's eating a little crow right now, which she deserves to. You know, I just, you know, I really felt stupid that I like friended her. Like I was dumb enough to like be friends with her. Like after happened, because it was like I started being friends with her right after the Hopi thing, and you know she was the one who told me to go up on panel. If you guys remember when I went on panel for the epic fight, which that's like I didn't watch it for like a few months because I thought I was gonna be embarrassed of myself because I don't yell, I'm not a yeller. But when I watched it, I was like, oh my God, that was awesome. Like that was the most funnest epic. Like it was like the Brady Bunch because it was like I don't know if you guys remember it had like, you know, the 9 squares and it was like everybody was yelling and you know Heidi's yelling and I'm like, fuck you, Heidi, you know, like no one had ever heard me yell like that. And it was like, you know, I walk into a channel where everybody hates me, and a chat where everybody hates me. And at the end of it, the whole chat is like, go OG, go. Like everybody like loved me in the end. Perp has done so much dirty shit that I would not do anything to. I mean, I forgot what she said exactly, but I took it because it sounded stupid. Which time? Oh my God. Like, yeah, I think Heidi was yelling about the emails, and I was like, I never gave you any fucking emails, Heidi. And she's like, fuck you, OG. And I'm like, fuck you, Heidi. And then she yelled at like Frank. It's funny. It's like I'll put like you must have the clip on all the time watching. Oh my God. Every once in a while I do watch the clip because it is really funny. I'll put it in the description because it's honestly really, really funny. Like you have to like watch it several times. And like one time, listen just for me. And then another time, listen just for Hopi. And then another time, listen just for Heidi. And it's just hilarious listening to the different people. And like there's one point where I'm like, you know, and then everyone will get to the point where everyone realizes that everything has gone down is all Hopi's fault. And everyone's like, you hear this, it's totally like a soap where everyone's like, oh, you know, and and she was talking about my mafia father, who my father's dead, and my FBI husband, and I was like, you asked me for drugs, dumb bitch. Like, I mean, it's just epic. It is epic. It is epic. But she's the one who told me to go up there and go yell back, you know? And so then when, like, you know, I thought I was being nice and being like, you know, can I help you with anything? And then she didn't say anything. It was weird. And then, you know, I said, like, I hope I didn't offend you, and I hope you realize I wasn't offering you anything. And then she didn't write anything. That was really weird. And then, like, 2 months later, when I got the message, like, I just wanted you to know before you hear it somewhere else that I actually talked about you in a Discord, and Jenna's going to go after you. I was like, what in the hell is that about? Like, you were really nice to me, and we were best friends for 2 months, and I told you I was your ride or die. But, oh, I forgot to tell you, I really was in a public Discord talking shit about you, and Jenna's gonna take you down. Thanks. That was really nice of you, Buckeye. So, you know, she kind of deserves everything that she gets. Everything that she gets, she deserves. And that's the thing. Doxing is not illegal. It's not, see, everybody has it wrong. It's not, and then the fact that she came back into my Discord and I said, can you please set the record straight? You know, just set the record straight. And she refused to do it. And everybody could see it. Everyone's like, look at what was written. Like, are you mental? You know, and she was like, you're asking me to lie. It's like, no one's asking you to lie. It's right there. You know, I'm not offering you pills. It's just, so she deserves everything she gets, every little ounce of it. And I hope she gets all of it. And I'm sure she'll have some like, nah, you know, some reason. What reason would I have to lie? Like what reason would I have to lie? It would just, if I was doing that, it would bring in more customers. So what reason would I have to lie and say I didn't do it? I would want to say I did it because I would get more customers and more money, right? So there's no reason for me to lie. I should want to say I did it if I was doing it. But I mean, she's just ridiculous. So I hope she does get what she deserves. And I hope Jenna goes the heck after her. And, you know, and I remember Jenna and Mrs. T did a live where they were like, COG, everybody thought we were the assholes and we weren't. You know, Buckeye and Ray were the assholes in that situation. And they were. And they set Mrs. T and Jenna up and made them look like the assholes when they weren't, you know, and they did that to them several times, which is wrong. And, you know, so I hope Buckeye gets what she deserves for that. And now she thinks she like runs Purple's channel and she's like so cool. She's like cooler than the cool Purple Kool-Aid that they're serving over there and some shit. Sonia and Rachel are the assholes again. I mean, that's fine, you know, and I don't know. I mean, they're both so easy. I mean, I don't think they realize how easy it is to get all of their information. I mean, like, I could probably just from this live, all I need is like where they live, and I could figure out exactly every single thing about them down to their driver's license. And I wouldn't do that because that's not who I am. But I mean, like I've always said, what goes around comes around, you know, and it does, you know, and doxing, that's the thing. Everybody has it, like doxing is not a crime per se. Doxing means we're giving out personally identifiable information to be malicious, to hurt somebody. And you know, it has to go with something else, like cyberbullying. So, like, for you guys to get in trouble for giving out their information, you would have to be giving out like a social security number to someone so that they could do identity theft on them. And then they would have to sue that person for cyber harassment. And it would be in the tort part of it. And if you know law, what tort is, then the tort part of it would be the doxing. But you would never sue someone for doxing. You would sue someone for cyber harassment or cyberbullying. And the tort part of it would be the doxing. But like, you can't dox yourself because you can't be malicious to yourself. Like, I can't give you my name for malicious purposes. I can't be malicious to myself, you know? So like Heidi will always say, well, I dox myself. You can't dox yourself, you know? And it's true. Like, if she's already put the information out there, then who cares? It's already out there. You know, if something's already out there, you can't put it out there twice. So if her stuff's already out there, then it's already out there. And, you know, just putting out a first and last name, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with putting out her first and last name. It's not malicious. You're not doing it to hurt her. It's not, just knowing her name is not going to hurt her. Now, if you gave out her name and her address, but if you just gave out an address, I mean, and if you just gave out information of like, you know, I once had a friend named Sally who lived at blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know. That could mean anything. That could be Sally. That could be anybody with a name. I mean, you know, there's so many things. And the big thing, though, that I learned is that for all of this, for any of this to be legal spiegel, for anybody to sue anybody over any of this, you have to prove damages, which is why I never sued anybody, because you have to prove damages. And that would have to be psychological damages. So you would have to prove I'm a perfectly normal in my head person and you made me like a wackadoodle, which most of these people are wackadoodle to begin with. So that's out the window. Or you have to prove monetary damages, like you took my channel down, which that's not really an easy thing to prove. And you have to prove that it happened because of these things that happened. Because you gave out this information, I lost X number of dollars. And for someone who doesn't have a monetized channel like Buckeye, what are her damages? She has no damages. Therefore, she has nothing to sue for. She could sue for her reputation, but she doesn't have a good one of those either. So she can't even, you know, like if anyone ever remembered the movie with Jerry Falwell, and it was about Jerry Falwell, who was like the, you know, preacher, you know, most godly man, and then the hustler guy, and the preacher sued the hustler guy, and the hustler guy won, because he's like, would anybody really believe that you got fucked up the ass with a fox? And he's like, no. And he's like, then it's not slander, because it's not believable. Well, you know what I'm saying. He was believed to be, you know, he's like, in the public eye, I am looked at this kind of person, and you're making cartoons of me doing this. So you're defaming my character. And it's like, well, would anyone ever believe that? No, well, then they're not defaming your character. Would anyone ever believe these things? You know, like, no one's defaming her character because everyone knows this is who she is. So, I mean, like, there's nothing that that, you know, she could do in recourse to anybody, is basically what I'm saying. She could waste a lot of money suing people, but she probably wouldn't win. Hey, New Jersey Robin. She probably wouldn't win. And if she did, it wouldn't offset the money that she spent, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that's why I never did anything, because the money that I would be able to recoup would not be worth my time and energy and money. Hey, you had to get little man together, for a sleepover. I know it's Friday, but that's the thing. That's the thing. So like that's basically what I'm saying. If you wanted to hand out all of her information, like what is she going to do? She's going to get you for cyber harassment and cyberbullying? No, because what damages can she prove that you did to her? None. There's no damages. I mean, you ruined her reputation. That's why she's where she's at. Her reputation's already ruined. So, I mean, it's all kind of like gold. Like, they're you know, but you're in the clear, girl. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And no one's going to say a damn thing about it. You know? Like, I'm glad to see you're okay. I was concerned for, oh, God. So Shining, do you know who Terps is talking about? Okay, so now this is something new. Yes, we are the fires. I get a little thing. Hold on. I wanted to get something. Hold on one second. I need something to eat. My mouth is very, very, very dry. Wait, is Terps talking about someone new? Hold on one second. It's really weird. Yeah, one second. Alright, let me get something to eat. Oh my God, it's so hot out there. Where's my licorice? I want my licorice. All right. So, there was an earthquake more south from here, like a 4.0. We felt it, but it wasn't huge. It was forget where exactly it was. Hold on, I'll look it up for you. Wait, so yeah, Shining, you need to go live. Because I still don't really totally understand what I'm talking about. Right, they hope, yeah, we were told by the person what happened, and they knew way before this happened. Yeah, it's I forget where it was. Hold on. I'm not near any fault. So like if you look at my patio, I do have damages. It was the armpit. It was by Thousand Oaks. Thousand Oaks is where there's a military base. It's also known as the armpit of California. It's down south. It's by Long Beach. But come on, Barbie, let's go party. Terps is late to the game. So, and then we constantly have. I have this thing that says about fires, and we constantly have fires. I mean, I think that there's a fire like 20 miles from here. There's always fires. So wait, so who's the new thing going on? See, there's so many things going on, and I just don't know. See, the thing though is like, if something is public, it's public. You can't, if you put something out there, you can't bitch that it's out there. You know, if I put out pictures of me, where I put it, however I put it, it's out there, and that's my dumb self for doing that. Like, so I always say, don't put anything out that you don't want to come back and bite you in the ass, because it's going to bite you in the ass. Whether it's here, and who cares? Who cares if it's, because there's always going to be splitting hairs. Well, if it's on Facebook, or well, if it's on YouTube, and blah, 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 blah. And da, 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 da. Just don't put it anywhere. I have no social media, none, except for like QUEENOG stuff. I have no personal anything, like nothing. And my husband has one thing, and it's private. But yeah, it is good that people are finally getting to see who Buckeye really is, because I remember when all that happened, and like, I remember Corn Dog was like, "Ooh, can I buy some stuff? Can I buy some stuff?" Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "It's not true." And he went after me for the longest time, and I was like, "It's not true, people." And this was all going on, like, during while my cat was dying too. But it's not, and it's like, I don't need this, people, like, it's just ridiculous. Can people like get a life and stop talking about untrue bullshit? So what else happened? Hey, Matt. Um, so Matt, so Matt, 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 Matt. So I had no idea anybody was mad at Matt, and Matt comes on my panel, and then like I'm just like doing stuff later that night, and I see like freaking what's their faces, the jerks, all like pissed off about Matt, and I'm like, oh, that's great, thanks, Matt, for like totally like, oh, hold on, for totally like, coming and get me in trouble or whatever. And but so Matt, you totally got me in trouble there a little bit. I had no idea there were fights and things going on. Shining, you can title your live Day 6 bitches. But anyway, I thought that was baby soap. It might be. Let me see. There was one near Mal. There's all over the place. There's one by LA. They're all over the place. Hold on. Right. Hold on. I need back to back. Yeah, like I need to play catch up. I need to, like, this whole week I like haven't really been around because my kids were silent. Private photos sent to someone you trusted. No. Yeah, never sent anything negative. Hey, I love Alta. There I said it. I love Alta. You need to be unchanneled. QUEENOG, oh no, honey, it was shared with you. And I don't know why everyone's so mad at that. I know the Tangeray thing. Hold on, sorry. I got something on my foot. Let me clean up. I know that Tangeray thing with Matt. But then Matt, you came on my panel, and then like everybody was like pissed at you afterwards, and I was like, geez Louise, hold on, I need to. I was like, geez Louise, like World War III erupted after like my thing, like geez Louise, and then like now there's this whole Buckeye shit, and then what's gonna happen? I don't even know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Now there's something else going on. I don't know. I don't know. Heather. I'm lost as fuck. Yeah, I'm lost too. I'm totally lost. I'm lost. Heather. We played a personal film called Tony Ago. No, I'm not peeing. I wasn't peeing. Matt demanded an apology for two of the jerks by Sophie parents. Well, I didn't hear what was on the tapes, so I can't speak on that. But I heard for Matt's thing, what I've heard from Matt's thing is that the jerks were giving him dirty information and he was like playing along and getting the information, and then there were some threats, and so he put the information out or something like that, but I'm not quite sure. I don't think I know the whole thing. I was about to say piece of fact. I don't wear underwear. I don't really know the whole Matt thing. I think it was they were all dirty with each other and he was I don't really know. I don't really know that thing. But I was like, geez, you came on my panel and then you left and then you started a shitstorm. But I really don't want to hear the Matt thing either. I want to hear the ckeye thing, because I want to hear about that. I'm sorry. But I want to hear, yeah, Delia Mupu, we'll talk about Matt here in a little bit. But I want to hear if that's just, I just think it's hilarious that the person who thought their shit did not stink stunk the most at the end of the day. The person who thought their shit smelled like the most fragrant strawberries just got hosed. And I just, as someone who got screwed over by that person, like, I just think that it's amazing. I just think it's great. It's great. I mean, there's like two things going on here. There's a Matt thing and there's a Buckeye thing. And I'm trying to concentrate on the Buckeye thing because I still don't 1,000% understand. But I think I'm getting better to understand. So, like, my brain's gonna try and do one thing at a time. I'm trying to check. Yeah, I learned about it. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of discussion about when is it cool, like, what if I showed, like, that's why I have said, I have these texts, well, they're not texts, I guess they're Discord, from me and Buckeye where we talk about the pills, but I haven't shown them because, like, I don't think it's cool to show other people's stuff either. But then sometimes you kind of have to, because then, you just get into a he said, she said. So then there's part of me that's like, I should show them so people see where I say, I'm not offering you pills. But then it's just like, that's kind of dirty showing stuff. So it's like, where do you draw the line of when you should show stuff or play stuff and when you don't. And I don't know, I'm not saying I know what that line is, but I mean, I've never recorded someone's phone call now. So I've never recorded a phone call. I don't know. I've never needed to record a phone call. And I think, I don't know if I'm right, but I usually am. We have this saying at my house that mommy's always right and you should have known that in the first place. But I'm pretty sure that the whole like one party, two party thing does not pertain to like private calls. Like if I'm talking to a friend where I assume that it's going to be, private, then that's out the window. Like that, the one party, two party is only for stuff that, no, I think I said that backwards. It's like if I'm talking to a police officer, they have to tell me that they're recording me to record me. But if I'm just talking shit on the phone with my friend and they're recording me, they don't need to tell me they're recording me because we're just having a friendly conversation, if that makes sense. I think that's the way it works. I might be wrong. But I've never recorded anything. So I don't know. But I don't know, where do you draw the line of when you can play someone's stuff and when you should not do that? Like when is that a dirty thing to do and when is it not a dirty thing to do? Like I don't know. Like I've never, other than Heidi's emails, which I did put out her emails, because she kept threatening that the emails had all these threats and I was threatening her in the emails and she kept threatening me that she was going to put them out. So I put them out. But was that dirty of me any more than playing out a phone call? And what's the difference? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. I mean, I guess a phone call's dirtier because it's someone like talking, like you're expecting to just talk. I don't know. Am I making any sense here? I don't know if I'm making sense. I love Alta. I started decorating the area out back, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to have to get the permit for the powder. And I haven't been watching the Matt is silly Tanga stuff, so I'm not really caught up on that either. So I think I would speak ignorantly if I talked about that because I don't know if I know enough about that to talk about it. Other than I guess you played clips of her talking, which I didn't hear the clips, so I don't know if I can talk about it. Yeah. Well, if they were private phone calls, it depends why were the private phone calls played. If they were like, it depends. I don't know. It's like there's so many gray areas. I think phone calls are really fascinating. Yeah. I think the fact that like any of this is happening is ridiculous. I mean, the fact that we're adults and anybody is passing around news, passing around texts, passing around phone calls. I mean, like, we raise children, right? Like, I have said I may never be a grandmother, because if I am a grandmother, I'll be like 80 at the high school graduation, you know, because I had my kids very late in life, and I'll certainly never be a great grandmother. But I mean, like, we raise children, and yet we're sitting here fighting over like playing people's phone calls and showing people's texts. I mean, we sound like children in a way, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, are we really fighting over this? Like, we are. We're fighting over it, and it's something that is going on today. Like, when I started on YouTube, the whole reason I started was as an anti-bullying channel. So I was like, back in my day, you hit like a, kick me sign on someone's back, and they got kicked. And now people like hand out people's, texts and like, screenshot people's, phone calls and like, stuff like that. Like, this is what happens nowadays. And like, which is all privacy evasion, right? Like, oh, something just buzzed. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was my secret garden. If anyone heard my last little skit, it was about creepo boom boom. Creepy. My son just texted me. But oh good, I'm making sense. Thank you. But congratulations. Yes, congratulations. Heather's in love. If you have a friendship or a relationship with someone and it's private, then put it on social. Yeah, kind of. I mean, if you have to, is it am I freezing up? Hold on. My son's texting me. I might restart it. Is it freezing a little? I'm blurry. Oh, shoot. Oh, am I blurry? Wait, hold on. Oh, I am really blurry. Hold on. Hold on. Let me redo. Let me go see what my son wants to redo. But I agree. If it's supposed to be private, should it be private? Hold on. Let me. There, is that any better? Is that better? Is that better? I think I am confused on what I was trying to. Is that better? Let's check if that's better, and then I'm going to go see how my son's feeling about it. I think I'm trying to convey the fact that we're talking about this is kind of ridiculous in and of itself, right? I mean, we should be adults enough to know that, you don't talk behind each other's back. You don't spread misinformation. You don't do these things, But yes, if you're being abused, then yes, you might need to report that. But like the whole, like when Ziggy would record every phone conversation every time, every day. Do you need that? No. Do you need to like screenshot every text and show it? No. Do you need receipts for everything? No. Like, we're turning into this society of like receipts. Like, oh, you said this. Oh, no, you didn't. I'll show you your receipt. It's like, God, like, my goodness, do we really need this stuff? Like, but we do, because then there's going to be someone who's going to say, it's just kind of turning into this world of fuckery that it's like, fucking A, man. Like, just if you're a normal, decent person, you don't need all this stuff, right? Like, who needs all this stuff? I don't know. Does that make sense? I mean, the fact that we need to record every phone call, there, now my internet should be good. The I mean, the you are just blur everything around you isn't okay. It just re went back to normal. So tell me if it looks better. Um, I mean, the fact that we have to play each other's phone calls and show each other's screenshots and texts is kind of ridiculous to me, which is why I haven't shown Buckeye's stuff, or the stuff from Discord, because you guys should know me well enough to know that I'm not a liar and I wouldn't lie. So if I'm telling you this, then that's the truth. And if I have to prove it by showing, private Discord messages, then maybe that is a little fucked up, you know? But sometimes you do, because there are people who will say, well, the secret never happened. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a definitive yes or no answer. I think sometimes you do need to show receipts, and sometimes you do need to show, phone calls and texts and stuff. And I think sometimes it goes across the line. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Okay. I'm gonna go check on my kid, and I'm gonna restart real quick. But you guys tell me what you think. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I think sometimes we cross the line and sometimes we don't. And sometimes it's necessary, but most of the time it's not. And I'm going to restart this because I think I just have too many browser tabs open. So hold on. So I'm just going to do a couple things, and then I'm just going to restart this. And then so hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. Am I on? Am I here? Can you see me? Am I live? There was a big YouTuber with lots of subscribers who got arrested for sharing a photo. Oh, was that, yeah, I remember. I'm sorry, dealing with you that you don't feel like antibiotics suck. Can you hear me better now? Yeah, I mean, revenge porn is never okay. I mean, that's never okay. Those, I mean, like, you don't have to have a brain to know that you don't show nude photos of other people ever. I mean, ever. Like, whether they were given to you or not. I mean, like, you know, if I gave my husband pictures of me and he went and showed them to other people, I would be pissed off. Like, I gave them to him, he is fully allowed to have them, but if he gave them to other people, like, that's just innately wrong. Like, and you should just know that as an adult. Like, as an adult, you should know that you don't do certain things, and that's one of them. Like, you shouldn't have to be told. Your wife gave you pictures of her hoo-ha, don't show her hoo-ha around. If you have to be told not to show someone's hoo-ha, you got problems. But I'm just talking about, like, just like text, like just people talking. Like, I'm talking about down here. You know, I'm not talking about up here. I'm talking about, like, like, me saying, yeah, I know how doctors are. Sometimes, you're in pain and all you need is 2 pills and they won't give it to you. I hope you don't think I'm offering you pills, because I'm not. And showing that text as opposed to showing my hoo-has that I sent to my husband. Totally different conversation that we're having. Like, no one should ever show pictures like that. I mean, I remember one time, like, Heidi in Purple held up a picture of my face on a live stream and was like, see her eyebrows there? They look totally higher up than they did 3 days ago, and her lips are way bigger than they were 4 days ago. And, they just, like, went through my whole face and picked it apart, and how, this many days this was different. And it's like, so I had 4 different plastic surgeries on 4 different days, but I have no swelling and no, like, black and blue marks from anything. It's like, no one should ever be doing stuff with pictures of other people. Like, it's just, like, this whole look shaming, body shaming, anything shaming, breastfeeding shaming, I mean, like, I think that's what my last live was about. It was about men don't care about this stuff. It's only women, men, like, just like women. They just like a confident woman. Like, they don't care about any of this stuff. Like, a woman goes into, a room and sees another woman with the same dress on and it's freaking out. And the man doesn't even notice. He's just like, she looks pretty. Like, men are on a whole different level than us. Like, they don't care about those things. Like, women only go after other women, and there's a name for it. I keep forgetting what it is. And it's an actual mental condition where women, when they get older, they, like, kind of surmise their life. When they get to be like my age, like 50, I'll be 52 this year. They surmise their life and they say, wow, I haven't really done all the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't do that, and then they look at other women who may have done those things and they get jealous of them, and then that's when they go after them. It's just pure, straight up jealousy and anger, and it's stupid. It's like, if you want what I have, go get it. And if you can't, then maybe you shouldn't have had it. I mean, it's just dumb. I mean, if I want what you have, I'm going to go try and get it. If I can't get it, I shouldn't have it. But it's actually called something. Like, and it's not adult bullying. but it's something like that. But it's why women, adult women, bully other women. Like, because men don't do it. Men don't care. You know, men aren't talking about my eyelashes or, you know, any of that stuff. I mean, you know, feel better, deal you woo poo poo poo. Exactly. Never even accept inappropriate situation. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll admit it. Like, sometimes when my husband's at work, I'll send him a little peep show shot, you know, but that's me and my husband. If he ever gave it to someone else or showed it to someone else, he'd get Lorena Bobbitt really fast. And he knows that. But, you know, I mean, for him, if he ever sent that to somebody, I mean, he doesn't need to be told that because he's an adult. So I don't know why all these women on YouTube need to be told these things. Like why do you need to be told that? I'm not really understanding, you know? Like why do you need to be told that it's not okay to look and buy other women? Don't get that. Don't know why you need to be told that. I don't understand. I mean, I don't, you know, like, I'm sorry, I'll say her name, Purple. I don't get her. I mean, she came on my panel that one time and I was like, what's your deal with me? Because I truly just don't understand the girl. I mean, I really, really don't. Like, what is her problem with me? You know, I've never talked about her first. Hey, Roxy's Place. Never ever talked about her first. You know, never said anything, you know, bad about her, you know, and she's just all over me. It's like, you know, like, are you not grown? Like, what's your deal? They don't need to be told that they flip and know. They let their, yeah. I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, you know, the when I was here the first time before I left for that 7 months, you know, I tried to be respectful and not say it. And so, you know, if you look at, you know, my videos, there are no videos except for the one of Heidi and calling me a cunt. No problem, Roxy. It's good to see you. You know, I made no videos. There are no skits about Purple or anything like. She thinks there are, but there aren't. You know, the only skit I made other than like Bullhorn Betty and Molly was that one Heidi one. But she like honestly thought there were so many videos of her because she wanted to. Like she wanted to like have a place in my life for some reason. I don't know why. Like the video about the See You Next Tuesday, she like I have pictures of it where she was adamant to Hopi that I was doing a video about her. Because I said I was doing a video after that happened, you know? Like Heidi called me a fucking See You Next Tuesday. And, you know, hey, Sassy Nod. And I was like, okay, that deserves a response. So I'm going to do a video on that. And she was just like, no, she's doing one on me. And Hopi was like, she's my friend. I know exactly what her videos are on. Trust me, she's not doing a video on you. It's not going to be about you tomorrow. And she's like, no, I know it is. And it wasn't. And then I have another one that there's like a box of crayons in the beginning. And she was like, sure it was going to be about me. I have like 3 videos where like she's going through and she's like, there's another bully video about me. And it's like, it's not even about you. Like I had no video. The first video I ever had about her was when I came back. And Tiffany thought that the comments about the shoes were about her. And I said, no, they're about me. And that's all I said. Like that, I just said that. I'm like, sorry that it's about me. And then she had this big thing where like, I have stalkers and she's one of my stalkers. And it's like, I didn't say anything bad about you. I just said that you were talking about me, not Tiffany. And you're going on how I'm a hater and a stalker and I live in my garage and I don't have custody of my kids. And like, what's wrong with you, girl? Like, where is this coming out of your head? You know, and like, I got to respond to that. I got to respond to someone saying I don't have custody of my kids and my husband kicked me out of my house and I live in my garage. I have to respond to that. So I did. And then, you know, and it's like, are we five? Like, are we five? Like, really? Like, you know, and then she, you know, and then she actually came on my panel, which I was shocked about, but it was like talking to a child. You know, I was like, what's your problem? I don't have a problem. Clearly you have a problem. Clearly you have a problem. I mean, and, you know, and I don't know. I mean, I could sit here and be a psychologist and tell you what the problem is, but I mean, I don't really care that much. But I mean, as far as, you know, I guess I need to listen to I'm trying to get my garage available too. I mean, I guess I need to listen to Shinings and Purples and everybody's to figure out what really happened. But I don't know. Something happened where I guess Buckeye got doxxed and she's a little pissed about it. And I mean, depending exactly what happened, I'd probably be pissed too. But then again, considering everything she's done to me, I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't know. I mean, maybe that's catty of me. Hey, J. Marie. I mean, maybe it's petty of me, but I think sometimes I'm allowed to be petty. I think considering, like she likes to say, and I'm going to start putting out little clips of all these things. Like she likes to say, I don't know what I ever did to her. I only ever called her a Barbie. No, you doxed me. You called me a whore, a cunt. You said my husband makes me look this way. You know, you said I don't have custody of my kids. I'm a child predator. I mean, like all these things I could like list out that she's done to me that are just like, for the Gannon thing, you know, like so many things, so many things, you know, and like the whole moral thing, you know, like, so in her mind, she thinks she's done this one thing that it's nothing, but in reality, she's done all tons and tons of things. And I think she really doesn't understand. I think she really doesn't understand what she's done and how it's like, I honestly don't think her brain can comprehend it. I really don't. Because I think any regular adult would be able to fathom and understand what's going on, but she really doesn't. She really doesn't get it. She really doesn't get like what she said, and she really doesn't understand that you can't say certain things and not expect to get a reaction, and then listen to the reaction and base what you say off of the reaction. And when someone says something little, like even Mr. Rogers wouldn't want to be your neighbor, and then you go and you blow up for 20 minutes on how, like, you didn't get the Barbie gene and you don't have millions of dollars for plastic surgery, and, you know, their face is going to fall off and blah, blah. Like, that's not their, you know, people might have a problem with that. Like, you know, she's just not getting it. But I still need to know more about the Buckeye thing, because I still don't think I get it. I still don't think I get it. I think I'm still being a blonde here. But I don't know. Maybe the actual conversation is what is okay to, like, all right, you lay down, Robin. Maybe the real conversation is what is okay to put out and what is okay not to. Like, is it ever okay to have a conversation with someone and tell someone else about it? Or is everything that we say, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's a conversation for another day. But you know, there is this thing that goes on YouTube, which is people have conversations and then people talk about those conversations to other people who don't need to know about those conversations. Like, there's no reason that Buckeye needed to go. You're not blocked, Sassy. I can see you. So you're either saying a word that's blocked. Can anybody else see Sassy? Because I can see her. Yeah, Roxy sees you, so you're not. I have no one on my block list. I have absolutely no one on my block list. And for my last live, I started putting everyone I made everyone mods because there were weird people coming in. Hold on, but no. Aaron, you can't. Aaron, you might have her blocked personally then. But it looks like everyone else can see you. I don't block people. I personally don't block people. I'm not a blocker. My block list has absolutely no one in it and never will. But I mean, maybe that's kind of the conversation. Like, why do we talk about people behind their backs? Like we had, like, you know, like Buckeye and I had a conversation. We were friends. She told me she was, you know, my, you know, ride or die. You know, she hurt her back. I was kind to her. And she turned it into something it completely wasn't, made up a lie that it wasn't, and then went into a public chat and told this lie, knowing that certain people would hear it and come after me for it. And she did all that on purpose. Like, why do we do things like that? I mean, does that just make her a bad person? Is that just a YouTube thing? I don't know. Is that just a drama channel thing? I don't know. It's something to think about. It's all something to think about. But I've been on here for 2 hours, and clearly I need to get some more information about what exactly happened because I'm still a little confused as to exactly what happened. But Shining is going to be live later, and we'll pick up exactly what happened. And I'm probably going to move my memberships back to YouTube because Patreon just is sucking ass, and nobody can get it. And but I had to restart my 4,000 hours, and which I did in like May, and I have like 100 left. So like my videos and watch them lots, please, and help me out. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. You can do anything with your time, but you spent it with me. And Marie, I'm bummed you came at the end, but I love seeing you. And everyone needs to make sure to lock down. Yeah. I mean, personally, what I say is fuck you to all who dox or use. Yeah, I mean, nobody should. I mean, I've been doxed. I mean, after I was doxed, I was like, you know what? Glad I got that over with. I was kind of relieved, to be quite honest with you. But it is like, you know, it's just fucking dumb. I mean, if you really need to go to that level, like, you're an asshole. And that's why, you know, I did a live the next day and was like, you know, I mean, people can go back and watch it. I was like, hey, I just got doxed yesterday. Like, hey, look at, you know, and I show all the emails and everything, and, you know, and like I have like 3 or 4 videos, live streams about, you know, doxing and, you know, people who do that and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, but I mean, the bottom line is don't put anything online that you don't want the world to see. And, you know, I guess, you know, lock it all, if you can, lock it all down. I mean, I didn't get doxed from that. I got doxed because Opie knew my name. We're friends, go figure. But, you know, I came here with a fake name and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, change what you can, lock your shit down. Know that there are assholes out there. know that there are assholes out there. Karma just happened to one of them. But, and I'm sure that one's going to be pissed off and going after them. So, have a great night, everybody. Roxy, it was good to see you, even though I only saw you for a minute. Good night, Fancy Glam. It was good to see you. Erin, especially. Let's pick the other one up at school. It's good to see you, Matt. I went out and back. Oh, well. I don't know. Okay, we'll talk later, Erin. And good night to everybody. And Shining will be on later. J. Marie, I'm glad you're feeling better. Sassy, you're not blocked, so everybody should see you. And people in here that aren't mods, like Roxy isn't a mod, and she could see you. So, sorry, stepped away, kid. Fuckerhead snake. Anyway, all right. So, I forget what I was gonna say, but anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. And have a good rest of your night and have a good rest of your weekend. And love you guys and stay beautiful. And don't do anything to someone else that you wouldn't have someone do to your children. I used to say that you wouldn't have done to you, but we don't really care about ourselves that much anymore, clearly. So that you wouldn't want done to your children. So there you go. There you go. And watch Shining tonight. She'll be awesome. Love you guys. Bye.